Pastor Ken of the Ripon Free Methodist Church. My brother, you have been pastoring a church of largely senior citizens, and you just told me that you have a large number of young adults who want to be baptized and are beginning to be part of the church. Is that right?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. When we
That's
got
great.
here, when we became appointed as the pastors in June of 23, there wasn't anybody in the church in their 20s or 30s, maybe nobody in their 40s, I don't think, at the time.
I don't
Um,
think.
right? When we came in, there was at least one person in their 50s, and that was my wife. Um, but within a short period of time, we started getting some 50 somethings because people that had previously been at the church began to come back. But at the beginning of this year, a young couple, um, husband and wife in their mid 20s, um, that were uh, niece and nephew of one of our senior couples in our congregation that uh, Herman is 81. And so this was his niece and nephew. And they started coming to our congregation right around the holidays. And it was just the two of them. And then the young man's sister began to come. And then mom and grandma were coming with them. And so all of a sudden, they were taking up at least one pew. And then since then, several of this young couple's friends have begun to come with them. And so, yeah, we've got a couple of pews at least that are being taken up by them. And then a week ago, Saturday, we had our first young adults gathering that probably had happened in this church for a few years anyway. And there were 13 of them that came,
Thanks be to
and it
God.
was at a home in the church that the same couple, Herman and Ann, the aunt and uncle in our congregation, came to Lori and I and said, if you want to have a gathering with these young adults, we will host it and we will provide all the food. We'll
Wow.
provide the environment and the food and everything, just because we want to participate. And we're excited that we have young adults come into our church. So we had the first event a week ago, and there were 13 of them that came. That's also the site where we're going to have a water baptism in the month of August. And
That's so fantastic.
the numbers keep adding up. It's not a large group, but right now, anybody wanting to be baptized and acknowledge their surrender to Jesus right now in this congregation has all of these seniors excited.
Thanks be to God. So it sounds like the congregation, the seniors in the congregation have been welcoming and gracious and desirous of this.
They really have, Pastor Mark. I have gotten zero pushback, and instead I've gotten nothing but excitement. You can tell there's a sense that they feel like their congregation is going to go beyond their years. That until Jesus comes back, they're beginning to get a sense that this church has a future now in the community.
Thanks be to God. That's something for the oldest church in the community to be able to
Yes.
say. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that story with us, Ken. I really appreciate it.